Hi everyone, I'm Khamis Al Ghafri. Today's lesson is about present perfect. Present perfect is still confusing for some students. I'll start with explaining the uses of present perfect. Then I will show how to form the present perfect. Uh, but just we want to know what type of verb we must use in present perfect. We need a past participle. We can't use present simple or past simple verbs. We need the verbs in past participle, even in regular verbs or irregular verbs. We need walked, cleaned, visited, and so on. And here also we need made, broken, spoken, eaten, and so on. These verbs in yellow. The first use of present perfect. We use present perfect when there is a link between present and past. There is a connection between present and past. Let's see the first example. Ali and Huda have been married for 20 years. They got married in the past and they are still married until today. You can see they are still married until today. They will continue to be together to the future or to the rest of their life. So this is the connection between past and present. Another example, it has rained a lot this week. So the rain started in the past. For example, it started last Saturday. It continued to Sunday and to Monday, and it is still raining today, and it will continue to the future. So there is something happening continuously from the past to the present. Also another example, I have lived here all my life. So he started living in this place from his childhood, and when he became adulthood, in his adulthood, and he got married in this place, and now he is old, and he still lives in this place, and he will continue to live for the next years. So there is a connection between past and present. The second use, we use present perfect when we talk about life experiences. About life experiences which we have. For example, this man has an interview. He tries to convince the interviewer that he has the knowledge and the experience of driving trucks in order to get, for example, this job. So he said, I have driven trucks since 2013. So he wants to show that he has enough experience for this job. Also, this man or this patient has heart problems. He needs somebody to accompany him to France to get some treatment. And he needs not anybody, but he needs an experienced person. So this man said, I have been to France many times. So this man tries to show this man that he have enough experience and enough knowledge about France and its streets, its cities, and so on. Also, you can see here some audience, and one of them said, I have seen this movie many times. So he was to show his experience about watching the Titanic. Also, this boy wants to show his experience about Muscat. I have lived in Muscat for many years. So he wants to tell us that he knows everything about Muscat and about its towns. This woman also tries to persuade the interviewer that she has the knowledge and enough experience in hospitality industry. I have worked in hospitality before. So she wants to get the job. She tells her experience. There are some questions we can use when we ask about life experiences. For example, have you ever been to Australia? Have you ever means in your life to ask about life experiences here. Have you ever been to Australia? Have you ever eaten spaghetti? And so on. So these are some examples. You can pause and read them. Also, we use present perfect when an action happened in the past, but it affects the present. So there is an impact now. Let's see the example. He has lost his key. So he lost his keys in the past, but there is an effect now. There is an effect now in the present. For example, he can't open the door, he's worried, he can't use his car, he's still looking for them. So this is the impact of what happened in the past. Another example, heavy rain has caused flooding in large areas. So it rained in the past. This happened in the past, maybe yesterday, but there is an impact now in the present. For instance, rushing water destroys roads and towns. People need help. Emergency rescue is needed. So this is the impact of what happened in the past. This is another example. Somebody has opened the window, so there is an impact now. The window is open now. The room is hot because the hot air entered through the window. This is the effect. Salim has broken his leg. He broke his leg in the past, yesterday, for example. The impact today is that he can't walk now. So what happened before has an impact or some effects now. Also, we must know about finished and unfinished time for present perfect. For present perfect, we only use unfinished time. We don't use finished time. Finished means it's over, finished, completed. So we don't use this in present perfect. We use unfinished. Unfinished means it is still not finished. Let's see the examples here. Hilal lost his book last Monday. So last Monday finished because we are now on Friday, for example. So Monday finished. But here Hilal has lost his book this week. This week is not finished. It's still because we are maybe in the middle of the week. Is there any difference between using past simple and present perfect? Yes. Here when we use past simple, maybe he found the book. But here he is still looking for the book until now. I ate my breakfast at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is finished because we are now at 11 o'clock, for example. Here I have just eaten my breakfast. Here this happened a very short time ago, maybe before 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So we use just. So this is finished. The time is the action is finished. But here the action finished, but the time is not finished. I am not hungry now. This is the result. Here maybe I am hungry now because it is now 11 o'clock. So there is a difference, as you can see. The action finished here, but we don't think about the time. We think about the action itself or the result of this action. When did you visit China? Here we use when because we think about the time of the visit. But here, have you ever visited China? We think about the experience only. Here, when we use to ask in present perfect, we think about the experience. But in past simple, we think about the time. Also here, when did you meet Ahmed? We want to know the time in the past, the time of the meeting. We think about the time. But here, how long have you known Ahmed? This is not finished. It's an unfinished time, and here we focus on this experience, not we focus on the time. We don't focus on the time. So these are some examples about finished and unfinished action. Here, not time. So we use both of them in present perfect. So finished action means it's over. Unfinished action means it is still. I have just drunk coffee. So he drank coffee and that's finished. But here I still haven't drunk my coffee. So he still doesn't drink his coffee. So we use here also present perfect for unfinished action. Here not time but action. So we use just for something happened a very short time ago, and we use still when with negative when we don't or didn't achieve something so far. He has already arrived, so he is now at home. He arrived already when something finished. He hasn't arrived yet, Also here not finished, and with negative we use also yet, but yet comes at the end of the sentence. Is there a difference between using have been and have gone? Both of them are in present perfect, but there's a difference. When I say he has been, or anybody here, Layla, Ahmed, John, has been to Paris before, that means he went to Paris, but he came back. Now he is in his home country, or he is at home. Then he returned home. But he has gone to Paris means he is still there in Paris. He didn't come so far. He is still there. So we use has gone here. So this is the difference. This is how to form present perfect. We start with subject, then has or have, then the verb in past participle, then the object. She has broken her leg. She, this is the subject, has. This is the auxiliary verb, but we use has here because she is singular. Broken, you can see in the past participle, we don't use broke, we don't use break, we use only broken in the past participle. Then her leg is the object. We have visited Cairo before, so we is the subject, have. Auxiliary verb, we use have because the subject is plural. Visited is the past participle, Cairo is the object, and let's see now how to form present perfect in affirmative, negative, and interrogative. This is the singular, he, she, it. We use has plus the verb in past participle. He has worked in a bank before. When we make negative, he has not worked in a shop, or also we can use he has never worked in a shop. So we can use never instead of not. When we ask, we say has he worked before in a school. We start with the auxiliary verb has. Same about she and it. Let's go to the plural. For example, they have already cooked the lunch. The lunch is finished, prepared already. So this is finished time. We use have here, and the verb in past participle. When we make negative, they have not cooked the dinner yet, or we can use never. They have never cooked the dinner. Both of them are in present perfect. To make question, we start with the auxiliary verb have. Have they cooked the fish yet? So here we use has or has not, or we start the question with has. With plural we use have, as you can see. Also, when I talk about myself, I say I have, or have not, or have never. Then the verb in the past participle. Also, when I ask have, I start with have, and also about we and you, as you can see. Also, we need this for and since for giving some time, the starting of an action, for example. So we use for with a period of time, or how long or how many years, a number of time. For example, many years, 3 years, 6 hours, a long time, 2 weeks. So you can see a number of time. But here we use since, point in the time when something began, like an occasion. For example, my graduation, my birthday in this year, 2013, or the National Day, or September. Here there is not a number of months, but this month there is no number of days, but this day as a start or as a point of beginning of this action. Thank you very much for your listening.